So you want to become a millionaire, and everyone is telling you to read books, but hardly anyone's got time for that. Luckily, over my many years in business, I've read hundreds of books, but there are 40 money-making books that have really stuck with me. So in this video, I'm going to condense all of these books into the core lessons that will actually make you rich. And no, I'm not just saying this, I have experience doing it. I've gone from absolute zero to making tens of millions, and I didn't make my money on YouTube like most people on here. I did it running real businesses. So I promise that the things I'm going to share with you today will take you from $0 to $100,000, $100,000 to $1 million, and $1 million to $10 million if you apply them correctly. Level 1, going from $0 to $100,000. First, you need to master your mind. I didn't come from a wealthy background, and during my youth, I vividly remember people saying the phrase, money is the root of all evil. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind explains how these phrases program us to believe that rich people are the devil. It took me a long time to rid myself of the negative feeling in my stomach when I thought about making money. If I'd have read this book sooner, it would have helped me realise this issue earlier. Once I got over this hurdle, I had to ask myself, what is money actually for? For me, the answer was freedom. The psychology of money puts it a little differently and says it's all about control, but I suppose the goal is the same, to be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want. It also touches on how there's a clear difference between the rich and the wealthy. Wealth is what you don't see. The car's not purchased, diamonds not bought, renovations postponed, clothes forgone, and first class upgrades declined. Unfortunately, many people don't even believe that they can become wealthy. I remember my school friends saying things like, I hope I can get an okay job when I graduate. They weren't even hoping for a good one. The magic of thinking big explains that people are setting their finish line too soon and therefore never have a shot at being successful. While I don't believe that thinking big alone will make you successful, it's certainly the first step. I always struggled in school and felt like a failure. Interestingly, when I left and started working in the real world, I found that I kept winning. This was probably because I chose jobs I had an interest in rather than learning things I didn't care about at school. The winner effect talks about actual studies to back up this phenomenon. The book discusses how positive correlation has been found between successful stock market traders and their testosterone levels. Furthermore, winning increases the testosterone receptors in your brain, which causes you to win more in the future. That's why it's important to set those achievable goals and get those little wins every day. I believe that my struggles in school and my strong drive for success had a positive impact on my life. They left me with no other option but to push forward. Think and Grow Rich tells the story about a great commander. Despite being outnumbered by a far superior enemy, he burned his army's own ships, leaving them with no escape plan. This forced his soldiers to fight with everything they had, resulting in a miraculous victory against all the odds. It just shows there's a big difference between wanting to succeed and needing to. Being comfortable is just as harmful as having an escape plan. During a chat with Andrew Tate, he referred to this as one of the Matrix's tools. Unscripted also presents this idea. The author argues that society aims to transform us into model citizens, which stands for mediocre, obedient, dependent, entertained and lifeless. Avoiding this fate depends on how well you can manage stress. The essence of success gives us a helpful perspective on this. The book mentions that all the water that forms a fog that's 100 feet deep and 7 city blocks wide can fit into a small glass. Whenever I feel stressed, I like to imagine drinking this water and using it as fuel. Now you can develop great habits. Stress can also come from factors outside our control. For this reason, I've made a conscious effort throughout my life to only focus on things that I can directly impact. Atomic Habits reveals that many people fixate on the end goal, which they have no control over, rather than the process of achieving it, which is completely in their hands. I found the